There's Thurgoland tunnels. I say tunnels plural. If you watched my last video, whenever that went out, we covered this section of line from Deepcar to Thurgoland Tunnel. Welcome back, and welcome to John. We're making our way up to Penistone now. We're covering the sections of the old Woodhead line. This section, the one from Sheffield to Penistone and onwards to Manchester. So yeah, we'll see what we find on this section through Oxspring to Penistone. So we're starting this video from the other side of Thurgoland Tunnel, and we're making our way on this episode as far as Penistone. Now it is a bit of a slow burn at this episode. A lot of the more interesting stuff is closer to the Penistone end, so bear with us because it's well worth the wait. I want to introduce brand new this week Wobbly Runner channel memberships. I get asked about this a lot, and I really do appreciate the continued support from everyone who watches the videos. So in future videos, I'll give a shout out to any new members that week, if there are any. But have a look at some of the benefits of joining. Hit that join button or go to youtube.com/wobblyrunner/join. So what's on your sandwiches, John? What you got in there?
Gammon and Branston pickle.
Gammon? Oh, so nice.
Sorry.
John's just spotted another recess. The ground's so moist, it's still raining. Up these steps, into this little recess. Look, there's bits of a few bricks lying around, masonry, bits of woodwork, bits of concrete, some sleepers. Was this something in here? There's a recess that's been carved out of the rocks, look. Anything on the maps, John?
No, there isn't actually.
I can't really appreciate this from on top, especially with these horrific but safety essential railings, I suppose you could say. This is Rumtickle Viaduct. What an odd name. Yeah, I think this is one where we need to view it from underneath. This is one where the drone is perfect for things like this. But look at the expanse. Wow, look at the river. Is that the river down there? Got a crossing. Don't know if it was a main road crossing. This is Blackmoor crossing, and I presume that's the crossing keeper's cottage, just on the right hand side there. Yeah, it's not a main road, is it? Yeah, lovely. Some old, not the railway gates, but some nice old gates there.
Signal box there.
Say again, John. There was a signal box. You'd never know, would you?
You would never know there's a signal box.
Look at the long straight, as far as you can see in front, the canopy of the trees. Feels like you're walking down some grand avenue to a stately home at the moment. Of course, you've got to probably realise when this railway line was in action, this would have been open. These trees wouldn't have existed, you know.
Yeah, it would be like, the scenery would be amazing.
Yeah, it's hard to get your head around that when you walk down these railways these days. A vastly different view from what you would have got from a train 40 years ago. I'm gonna have to get the map and have a look where Oxspring station is, John. Look at this bridge, it's strange.
There's no there, isn't it?
And it's top layers, red brick. Or what used to be red brick. No, we've messed up. It was quite a bit back before the bridge. I think the fact that we've missed it tells you all you need to know. That's another station that wasn't open very long at all. I wrongly thought it was by the bridge, but no. So we've cleared Oxspring. It's starting to really open out now, and you'll see why if we bring up some of the old National Library of Scotland maps. I mean, look at that retaining wall on the far side there. It's got a lake in front of it. Can't go and see it. But yeah, it's big expanse, sidings, and we're coming up to the junction now, where the current line between Barnsley and Penistone. So it's a Sheffield Huddersfield line, isn't it? When trains came over Woodhead, over the top, or under the Peak District, should I say, you had your passenger express trains, your Sheffield, London bound trains, headed off from Sheffield, but a lot of the coal went across to Barnsley, went across to Wath, all the coal field, and all that was electrified too. And we did see some of that, some of those lines. Then there's a Worsborough incline, and we saw the Oldham Junction near Stairfoot. This line, it just supported such a vast when you think about the expanse of the network it supported, it's just, I still just can't get my head around it, how there's nothing left now. Just fetched you out onto this sort of path. There's two parallel paths, one slightly muddier than the other, so we're taking the easier. But we'll just fetched you over here just to look at this retaining wall on the side, on the left hand side of this area of sidings. Well, I call it a retaining wall, it's not, is it? It's just the edge, the cutting that's been quarried out. And it has really opened out here. It's about 100 metres wide. It's about 100 metres wide here, isn't it? Oh right, that's the railway line, that's the active railway line. Single line. So the sidings were all between the two lines then, weren't they? Not a lot really to show you in terms of railway sidings.
It's very cleansed.
It is. It's just a wood now. I thought there might be something to find, but we'll carry on. And that's Oxspring Junction. The line is joining us right alongside here, the existing railway line. And there is the railway line. So if you get the train between Sheffield and Penistone, or Sheffield and Huddersfield by Barnsley, you're gonna travel on that line. So yeah, since Thurgoland, there's not really been a lot to show, has there really? I don't know if that's new or old, but yeah, there's a concrete block there, S&T cable. Can you see it? Right, we're getting to the business end now. This is why all this leading up to Penistone, basically from Thurgoland Tunnel. Quite a lot going on in Penistone, we're about to see. Now we've come off the line. Trying to figure out if this was sidings, because there's one of those overhead line posts down here. Right. Yeah, the sidings there, look. So there's a line. This is just telling you a little bit about the tank ramp. So that picture, just take note of the tank ramp there, look, and those buffer stops just to the side of it. Just look behind here. So tank ramp. So those buffer stops would have been somewhere around here, no longer with us. But we didn't come in this wood to look for buffer stops. Oh, what a poorly chosen route. It's flooded. Right, here we go. Look at the rails sticking out of the bottom. So this is a tank ramp. So this is from World War II. Bit of a strange place to find it, but it was all very secretive, and it was all in preparation for the D-Day landings and bringing the tanks and the vehicles here to practice on Langsett Moor. Look at the tracks going up it, the bolts on the side. Isn't that great? I've seen this on telly. Was it on? This featured on which program was it? Was it Rob Bell when he did his series? Yeah. What a strange place. So trains would fetch the tanks here, sidings here, and the tanks would have just driven off. I might be explaining what you think might be obvious. Can you see the bits of rail sticking out, John? Yeah. Fascinating. Absolute pearl of a piece of history. Just show you where we are in relation to the path. So there's a Trans-Pennine Trail we've been walking down. There's the active railway line through Penistone. The turntable's just through there.
I always thought it was in the middle of the woods, like completely.
Wow. Of course, we visited Godley at Turntable. Was it March time?
Yeah,
Which this is, I suppose, the eastern equivalent to that one at Godley. This is this side of the line. Wow. I don't think with my dodgy knee and my dodgy leg I'm getting in there, John, but that's fine.
No, there's no actual steps.
No, not as accessible. I'm just trying to figure out where are the lines. Is there any lines still in? Sleeper. Is it down to here, these concrete things? Is this where the entrance roads were? Of course. I'll flash the map up on the screen, but you've got to remember, I think we had this discussion in Godley, didn't we, John? These turntables, it wasn't their purpose, like Thomas the Tank Engine.
It wasn't like around yet.
Yeah, it wasn't a side, isn't it? Yeah, it's not like a barrow wheel. But it was just literally drive on, turn around, drive off, away they go. It says on that sign that the turntable was in use to the 1980s. Now, I'm struggling to see after the demise of the steam engines what they would be turning round on this, because the electric locos, diesel locos, no real requirement to keep turning them round on a turntable. Or am I missing something? And there's one of those posts there with the I'm assuming that as we've gone along we've seen so many of those that there would what the cables hung on. There's one here, look, it's got its little holder upside down. Let's put that right. That's my little bit for railway restoration this year. Well, how brilliant is it that things like this and that tank ramp that we've just seen just a short while before they're still here, they're still present. They've not been developed or landscaped over or turned into industrial estates. John, there's still a track chair here. Let's get round to it. Throw myself in the pit.
Oh,
yeah, fantastic.
A bit like a Wobbly.
I can't see.
There's one on the other side actually as well.
There is a date on it. It's quite badly corroded. I wonder if that says 1923. Walk past that one. So British Rail. Which I love looking. So that one's partially buried. Sleeper. Right, yes, so we can make out the track onto this end. Look, you can see the sleepers, all concrete sleepers, all the way along here. Well, all the way to there.
You can see at the other end, where the track would have gone on the other side. There's that little concrete.
Yeah, like a little head shunt.
Yeah.
Oh, more. You know what this is that we was looking at
I think it's the same thing.
near Deepcar on the top of the banking we couldn't get to.
It's almost like got a kind of big cable going through, like a tall cable.
Yeah, well this.
Yeah.
Well, I thought there is a shaft or something.
No, if you come on this side,
Look at that. What is this?
it's like a giant electric tube. It must be something.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. It's gotta be. I mean,
And does that fit?
fit on there, yeah. So these we've been seeing all the way along. Just coming into the station, there's a train just leaving the other side of the station. Whoops. Bit of a puddle. Well, this is the old Penistone station. A lot of notice boards around the area. We've got this foundation block here. It does say that this is probably the last intact block on the line. I'm not entirely sure. We saw so many of these at Mottram. Show you through the fence. Look, another piece of overhead line equipment support there. Various bits. Another overhead line equipment support there. Do I look wet? I feel wet. I want to show you some of the station. Stick the camera through the fence. I thought you could get in there and walk around on the track bed. Sure, I've seen photographs a lot better positioned than the other side of these fences. Bit of platform edge down there. It's very overgrown, John, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's come at a bad time.
It used to be.
It's 4 platforms. Well, 2 existing. Just fetch you over here. We've just seen that train leave. Beautiful station, isn't it? Look. Just seen the train leave in the direction of Barnsley and Sheffield from that direction. So that curves around, and look at the curves. It's windy. And in that direction. Right, let's get off the tracks and bring you up here, because that branches off to right to Huddersfield. Look, the curve off to the left is our Woodhead line over to Manchester. Ah, that's a lot better view, isn't it? That is a lot better view of the platforms. Still would be nice to get in there and have a poke around. You can still see the ballast between the platforms. Although I've just said that it had 4 platforms, it looks like on the older maps that in its heyday there were actually more. This wasn't the original station site for Penistone, but I'll cover that more in the next episode where we continue up the line. The current site at Huddersfield Junction opened in 1874. Just under 100 years later, the Woodhead half of the station closed to passengers in 1970. Walk down the current station, just walking back to around the other side. I mean, lovely old canopy, isn't it, John?
Oh, it's beautiful. Showing us out the toilets.
Yeah, I was really needing.
Bit optimistic having toilets at the station.
I was looking for some earlier. War memorial from the First World War. If we go up here, you'll be able to see the back of the station building. A few broken windows now. Yeah, it's now, the station buildings are now repurposed into offices, into businesses. Penistone wine cellars. I am going to have to come back when it's not raining just to do a little bit more things. Looked at through the window. The old bricked up windows and doorways. And this is the other side of the station. Look at the platforms there. Put you over the fence. I don't want the fence in the way, dear. That lovely old station building. Bet this looks a lot better in winter, John, when there's a lot less greenery.
Yeah.
How long we been out in the rain today then?
I think it's 4 hours.
4 hours, is that it? I feel like I'm
3.5.
I'm dry actually. The only bit that's wet is my head. That's because I've not had my hood up the entire time. But never mind, you know, can't all sit inside because it's not sunny. But that's Penistone. So we made it from Deep Cow, we made it to Penistone. We're going to be back and we're going to film the next section up to Dumford Bridge in a couple of weeks' time. I'm just going to mop up what we've not covered in Penistone because there is a few more things to show you before we leave this small town. So cheers, John. Thanks for your company today. Always a pleasure. So as always, take care. We'll see you soon.